Hello everyone, my name is Justine. As always, I am your ruling queen here on this Chanel. Y'all, we are bringing it back to some old school YouTube. We are bringing it back to a story time. Yes, I have plenty more dug up and in my collection of story times I want to tell y'all, but this one, I feel like this one should be the first one I tell you about. I want to just say to begin with, I am okay now. I am healthy, honey. Bitch, we're big, but we're healthy. I still can't hear out of my right ear, unfortunately. I have a specialist I see next week. When you see this, I will be already at the specialist figuring out what the fuck, why can't I hear no more? I might not ever be able to hear in my right ear again. But we're here, we're queer, and we're doing this. So grab your food, grab your coffee, and let's get right into this story time, honey. The very first story that I have for you, there's gonna be two. I mean, this looks like four, but it's just two. When I first moved back here to Wisconsin, I still had a broken foot. Yes, I was living in Colorado, hustling and bustling with a broken foot. And honey, I dare y'all to try that because that shit hurt like a bitch. When I moved back here, my doctor wanted to give me an MRI. Now, Freighter in the medical college, honey, where I live, you guys need to step your pussy up. There is no fucking way that I should be dead named, that I have to go into a male changing room. You heard me right. I had to go into a male changing room. My town sucks. Like, they don't believe in trans people at all, especially now whoever the fucking president is. It's gotten a lot worse. And it's not cute. So I had to go in for an MRI. Of course, I was looking very presentable, very womanly, very makeup done to the gods, honey. And I was talking to this lady and she said, Justine, right away. And I'm like, okay, perfect. I'm in the clear. I don't have to worry about it. I had to get an MRI to see how much damage my foot has been done, to see how much tendon-wise that is done. Thankfully, it is almost fully healed. And when I say almost fully healed, it didn't fully heal the right way. And I'm probably going to have to deal with issues later in life with it. But that's for later, Justine, to figure out. Right now, we're living in the present, okay? We're not living in the future. We're living in the present, okay? Mama. So I went to get this MRI, and if you guys never had to get an MRI before, you have to fully get naked, like balls to the walls. My balls were hanging out, feeling the breeze coming through the winds, and I had to get into a gown. As soon as the lady took me back, I didn't realize it at the time, but she took me to the male section. You would have thought I would have known right away when I entered that door, in leggings, in a blouse, with my hair done, with makeup done, that, hey, maybe we shouldn't have her go into the male restroom or like the male changing room. But as soon as I opened that door, the horrors, bitch, the fucking horrors. I've never been into a male restroom in at least 6 years now. Let's just talk about that. I don't remember what a urinal looks like, okay? Like, let's just get that into your head for a second. As soon as I turned and walked into that room, there were 5 guys. Honey, and I'm not talking about the restaurant, I'm not talking about the burgers, and I'm not talking about the fries. I'm talking about 5 penises just out. And listen, okay? Listen, Linda. If it was a different situation, I would be okay. I would be like, hey, you know what? Work. But it was not that situation. Everyone looked at me gasping, and I literally walked right back out. I was like, are you serious? I was like, there's no other way for you to have me change. They wouldn't even let me into the family restroom. They wouldn't even let me into the restroom to begin with. Not the family restroom, but a restroom to change. They said, no, you have to change in here. Freighter, get your shit together because that is fucked up. Who would let a trans woman that has been on hormones, that grew the titties, that grew the ass, that has the thighs for days, honey, that has all the rolls and more, and you're gonna make me change in front of a guy? I'm sorry, but that is the most fucked up situation. And this was like probably 2 weeks of me moving back here. What the fuck? I was so shocked that I refused to go to an ER, to a doctor, to anything here in Kenosha ever again, because that... Listen, I understand where they're coming from, but also, why wouldn't you just let me use the restroom to change? In my medical records, it literally states trans woman. Refer to this, refer to that. And I feel like they just skimmed past that. And, you know, let's have some fun. Let her change in front of 5 guys. And as soon as I got done changing, yes, I still had to change in that restroom. Thankfully, there was a little stall, and like all the guys turned around. Like they were very like, shout out to the guys that were in that fucking changing room, honey, because I felt bad. They felt bad. They knew something was fishy and it wasn't pussy, honey. Okay, let's just say that. And that is the last time I will ever do blood work here in my town. I'll get an MRI in my town, anything in my town, because that is the most fucked up situation you can put a trans woman through. That brought back so much PTSD from me in high school that it wasn't even funny. And then they wouldn't even let me use the woman's restroom after that. So, sorry, honey, but the freighter in my town, you ain't good. And yes, I'm calling you out by name. That was the little story of that. I do have another one because this one's a little bit more interesting and a little bit more funny and a little, why would you even say this to me? Because I started having a panic attack for the first time since fucking high school. I recently, first off, if your ears are hurting, please go to the doctor. Don't fuck around with ear pain because it's not fun. Ear pain is never fun and you should never have to deal with ear pain. And I didn't know. I never knew how dangerous an ear infection can get until this happened. It was literally 2 weeks ago. I'm still fresh out of recovery. I didn't even get surgery, but we'll get into that. I'm still healing. I have to put eardrops in. I'm doing antibiotics, and I still have to monitor my temperature and all that fun stuff. And if it raises just by 1 degree, I have to go straight back to the ER. I decided I needed to go see the doctor because I couldn't hear out of my right ear. I was in a lot of pain, and it's been going on for 3 weeks now. A lot of people are going to be like, Justine, why the fuck did you wait 3 weeks? Listen, okay? I personally didn't know that I thought an ear infection would go right away. I really thought it would go right away. Like, it would just come and it would go, just like a common cold. I'm like, oh, just go away. But hello, earth to Justine, it is an infection. It needs antibiotics. It needs medication to clear up, honey. It's just like chlamydia, okay? You need to pop that pill and you need to go. Otherwise, it's gonna stay forever. And unfortunately, I'm reaping the rewards. I went and I called my doctor, and unfortunately, he was out of town with his husband. Listen, all my doctors are now based in Milwaukee. I love having a gay doctor. It is the best thing ever that I have done for me. All of my people in my medical field that are in my life are all in the queer community, and I have never had my voice heard so much in your life. If you don't like your doctor, switch your doctor. Find a new one, honey, because trust me, that's just where it's gonna be. I called up my doctor and I was like, hey, I need to schedule. I'm pretty sure I have a really bad ear infection. They told me that I couldn't see him, but they're gonna see him because my regular doctor was on vacation. So I said, yeah, schedule me in, fill me in right away. So I had an appointment that next morning at 8 a.m. Keep in mind, I had to close the restaurant the night before, so I fully have been up for at least, by the time I would say at least almost 20 hours. By the time I was leaving for my doctor's appointment, I was up for 20 hours. Keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. So the time comes, I drive up there. It is a different building than the main medical college of Wisconsin here. It is a separate building right to the side that he is in. So I hobble my way up in there. I ask for him. I'm like, hey, I'm pretty sure I'm here to say yada yada. They fill me in. Now, I don't know about y'all, but usually with the hospital that I go to, they usually have someone in training that would like to see the patient before the regular doctor. I always say yes because, honey, I am a medical mystery sometimes. You're not always going to find a woman like me that's in the doctor's office, so absolutely. I tell them, bring them in. I was like, bring them all in, honey. Take the pictures. Do what you want to do. The doctor starts asking questions. I tell him I can't hear my right ear. I've been having ear pain for probably like 3 weeks now. It's been like a stabbing, throbbing. He goes, absolutely, let me just take a look at it. He looks in it. He takes his little scopey scope, looks in my ear, backs the fuck up, asks him if anything else is sore, and I told him usually it's like just the surrounding part of my ear is really sore. I kid you not, said, I need to get the doctor. I don't know how to handle this. And I said, oh, okay, yeah, absolutely, bring the doctor in, honey. It can't be that bad. The doctor comes in and he's like, oh, hey, like, I kind of heard what's going on. Let me just check out your ear. He starts filling up my neck. I'm telling him that it's really sore. Like, can you just, like, not? And, like, keep in mind, I'm very hippie. I'm very chippy. I'm very chattering, even though I've been up for almost, like, 26 hours now at this point since I'm at the doctor's office. And he's asking me like all these questions. I tell him that like, yeah, like I know my blood pressure is going to be really high, like all this other stuff because I just chugged 2 Red Bulls. And that's the only reason why I'm able to be here right now. He goes, okay, bet, let me just check in your ear. He backs up and says, hold on, I need to consult someone really quick. When the doctor has to consult someone, that's when you know your alarms start going off, that you're like, oh shit, there's something serious. Comes back within maybe 5 minutes and his face looks like he just saw a ghost. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I just wanted some antibiotics and I want to go to bed. I've been up for like 26 hours at this point. Like, send me to bed, please, honey, okay? So he walks in and I see that he's trying to not say something to me. And I tell him, listen, just rip it off like a Band-Aid. I was like, I don't fuck around with this shit. I want to go home. I'm admitting you to the ER. Within the next 2 hours, you're probably going to go under emergency surgery. We are going to connect tubes to your inner ear, your spine, and parts of your brain, or like the base of your brain. We don't know how bad the infection spread, but it's bad. They wanted to literally bring a gurney in and wheel me across the street because they didn't want me to move. I'm sorry, honey. I'm not paying that $3,000 bill. I'm already paying a $200 bill just to see your ass. And I look at him and I'm like, okay, great. Like, what the fuck? And like, he just is like speechless. And I'm like, oh my God, I did not mean to say what the fuck. Cause I literally said what the fuck to him. And I'm like, are you like, I literally told him to shut the fuck up. And I didn't mean to at him. And I had to apologize to that because I never met this doctor before. And like, he just started giggling and I started giggling just cause like 3 Alanis, 26 hours up. And he just told me he's admitting me to the fucking ER cause I'm about to get surgery. So I call my mom. I tell her to start packing a bag for me. Bring my charger, bring my switch, bring my underwear, all that stuff. And keep in mind, I'm also not in town. I'm in Milwaukee. It's over an hour away from where I live. And I'm about to go under this fucking scope and be in the hospital for 3 weeks. So I hobble my way across the street. I finally like let them not take the gurney because I wasn't trying to pay for that bill, especially if I'm about to get an ER bill and a surgery bill because honey, I know I'm a server and I do make some money, but that's not the money that I have right now. So I walk into the ER. I'm starting to have a panic attack. The nurse, like, not the nurse, but like the person that's signing me in is like, oh my God, what are you here for? I tell them, they're like, oh, it's you. Hustles me right back into the ER, starts getting all my vitals. I'm over here now telling the nurse that's like checking me in, like, I think I'm about to have a panic attack. I'm freaking the fuck out. She goes, breathe, you need to breathe. And I'm like, I don't know how to breathe at this point. I'm like, I just was told I'm about to get emergency surgery. Rush me into the room. And as soon as they do that, the surgeon steps in, the nurse steps in, the doctor steps in and explains everything that's happening. I'm like, oh, this is actually about to like go down. Like I'm about to have surgery in the next hour. I post on my Snapchat, well, it looks like I'm getting emergency surgery today, honey. And then after that, I get degowned. First of all, let me just say this. The Milwaukee freighter, a lot better than where I am at. Let's just talk about that. Because they were using my pronouns. They were using Justine. They were saying it all. I literally was having panic attacks because they weren't going to use it. Oh, no. They were using it all. I felt secure in that area. When in my town, not so much. They ungowned me. They moved me from the ER all the way to the surgery wing. At that point, I sent my mom my location. I never send my mother my location. I don't want her to know where I'm at all the time. You know what I mean? But we sent her that location. They tell me that I have to get a CT done. Listen, I have never had a CT done. Scared the shit out of me. They're like, we're going to put you in. I was there for probably like 8 hours, just letting you know. So the nurse comes in. She tells me that I'm getting the CT. The person that like needs to bring me in, there was like, do you want to walk or do you want to do this? And I'm like, okay, work. I hop in the fucking little thing, the little wheelchair. I'm now in a gown. And keep in mind, I still have all my makeup on from work. So I am literally baked to the gods. I had a shit ton of glitter on. I had my eyeliner. I had eyeshadow. I had it all. And I was the fucking queen up in there, y'all. This is willing me to the CT thing. I've never had a CT done before. And they're telling me, they're like, okay, we're going to inject you with this thing. It's going to make you feel like you're peeing, but you're not really peeing. And I'm like, okay, work. Now, the only way I can describe this machine to you is if you've ever seen one of those like evil people in a movie and they're like putting a ray gun to the head. They started doing that and I started freaking the fuck out. And I'm like, oh my God, wait, pause. I'm like, what the fuck is this? They're like, pause, it's just the IV. We have to set it up this way. And like, I'm also like on the board thing getting like the tube around my head. So they have this weird evil like laser gun. The IV's coming out of it, putting like green into me. I freak out and then I tell them, wait, pause. I still have all my jewelry in. I start listing off all the body jewelry I have. And the nurse is like it's a lot of body jewelry, honey. Let's just talk about that. It's not on my face, it's down below, okay? She looks at me, she goes, that's fine. We don't care about metal. We just need to make sure your ear is okay. So I'm like, okay, work, slay. I get it done. I'm out in 15 and I go back to the surgery bay. The surgeon comes in, starts greeting me, like telling me what's all gonna happen, saying that I'm not gonna be able to get out of my bed for at least a week, just telling me about all the tubes that are gonna go into me, telling me that I'm probably gonna be in the hospital for at least 3 weeks. I start texting people. I'm like, oh my God, this is happening. My mom isn't replying to me right now. So I'm like, great, this is perfect. Keep in mind, I am now at that ER. I had my doctor's appointment at 9. It is now 2:30. Still in the gown. Nurse practitioner walks in. She's like, la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. You don't need surgery. You can go home. What the fuck? Why the fuck would you just send me through the worst panic attack of my life? I have now been up for almost 30 hours. I haven't been able to fucking like calm down. I had RuPaul's Drag Race and Trixie Mattel videos blasting nonstop just to try to calm down. And now you're saying I don't need surgery? What the fuck is going on? Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Right off the field. I don't have an eardrum. And I'm still waiting for the swelling to go down to see how badly damaged all the bones are inside my ear. At the moment, I can't hear out of my right ear, this beautiful ear right here. I might not ever be able to hear out of this ear ever again. But that's okay. It just means that I won't be able to listen to my haters no matter what. So hate all you want, but I can't hear it. Honey, we are legally half deaf right now. That's not a joke. And I looked at the nurse practitioner and I said, hey, why the fuck would you make me go through all this shit? And she goes, we really didn't know. We thought you were about to go into surgery. It looked really fucking bad. And I told her, I was like, listen, I love you guys. You guys were so nice to me. So nice to my pronouns, so nice to everything. But don't ever do that to a patient again, because now I have to drive an hour back and I am incredibly tired. She said sorry. I said sorry, I'm a bitch. I've been up for almost 30 hours now. And they're like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, I had to work at fucking 6 p.m. and I had to close the restaurant down and I had to be at the doctor's office within 3 hours of that. And they're like, holy shit, you've been up that long? And I'm like, that explains the makeup, honey. Why do you think you think I'm gonna look this cute and go into the ER? No. But that, my dear, is my hospital nightmare. I almost had surgery. I had to change in front of 5 guys, and I'm not talking about the fries. And, yeah. That is what happened to me the past 2 weeks. I try to usually pre-film. Unfortunately, I ran out of footage. And that is why we are getting this beautiful story time right now. You guys, if there is ever pain in your body, please listen to it. You know your body more. I have learned that now. I have learned that so much. And I just hope for you guys, if you need to seek someone, go to the hospital right away. Go to the ER. Please don't wait like I did. Otherwise, you might not be able to hear again. And hey, maybe I get to learn ASL now. That would be fun. I mean, why not? At least I'm a better lip reader. And that's what she said, honey. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little story time. Make sure you hit subscribe. Leave a like if you like this. Comment down below any insane stories you have. I also have a couple more story times up my sleeve. Also, side note, camera quality upgraded. Hello. How are we? We are now in clearer vision instead of all that static, honey, okay? I love you guys. Stay safe. And of course, ciao.